Another week on a trading cycles video. We're now in week 4 of the year 2024. My name, as always, is Eric. And before we continue here, make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button. As well as that, once you've subscribed, also hit the bell notification icon so you get notified when we upload next. If you like the content that we share, hit the like button. As well as that, if you have any questions or ideas you'd like to share with us, leave those in the comment section down below or send us an email. And also check out our website. Everything's going to be linked down in the description. Additionally to that, keep in mind that we do not provide financial advice here. All the content that we share is intended for educational purposes only, and always straight to price and not to prediction. I'm going to hand off the word over to Urmas, who will fill us in on what happened this past week on the markets, as well as what might happen this upcoming week. Yeah, I'll hand it off to you, Urmas.
Yes, hello. I hope everyone is well, and week has been very successful too. But let's have a look what has been going on. But before we get to the markets, a couple of things that has caught my eye over the week, and some information I'd like to share with you as well here. So as we know, the global leaders meeting in Davos has been taking place during the week, and that's not the topic I want to talk about. I want to point out a survey that was taken by world leaders, and about risks in 2024, what they think are the major ones. Now, the highest risk they think is about extreme weather conditions, yeah, and obviously that might be quite true, as we are in that season astronomically as well, and there are some signs that will obviously make us a bit cautious in regards, yeah. So maybe droughts and maybe some flooding and some dust storms and things like that are going to be topics, yeah. And obviously we have seen it already, some of them, and it might go even worse. So there are some extreme signs obviously up. Now the second greatest risk is AI generated misinformation or disinformation, yeah. So that's also quite big risk. Obviously AI is moving on. Developments are very fast, or rapid, shall I say? So basically, that is quite decent, obviously opinion, yeah. That the risks are obviously there, yeah, if it's misused. Then societal and political polarization. That's also quite true, because this year more than 50 countries are heading to the polls, and people are gonna vote. So obviously those two will go quite hand in hand. So if there's gonna be misinformation, then the polarization might be even greater, yeah. So obviously these risks are up there, yeah. Now on the fourth place, cost of living obviously is causing issues, and also cyber attacks, in their opinion, are quite great risk. Now, on the other hand, they don't seem to worry too much about the tech bubble burst. So the prices obviously are heading higher and higher, and that seems to be a normal thing. So nobody's worried about that, yeah. All right. And same goes for housing bubble burst, yeah. So these are all good. No need to worry. Okay, now last year, what was the most popular Wikipedia article? And that seemed to be ChatGPT. So obviously, and I believe that's going to be true this year as well. So it's going to take obviously some new turns. There will be some rapid developments this year as well, as we have been expecting, and we have seen already in the beginning of year some new developments there. Obviously it's going to grow, and even faster. So the growth is expected to be exponential in this field. Now, in regards to rates and obviously lowering the rates, so investors are expecting now lower rates more than ever, I should say. So obviously it's been on highest level for the past 24 years now, yeah, basically. So obviously the expectation is there. Now, what the IMF has forecasted in November, I think, last year, they did think that Fed will start cutting rates in Q3 this year, Bank of England in Q2, European Central Bank or ECB in Q2 as well, and Bank of Japan will start raising rates in Q3 25. Yeah, so obviously that forecast was done end of last year. So let's see how it plays out. But there's also an institution expectation or institutional expectation for rate cuts, and that goes for Fed mainly. So they do expect, or at least on the second place is March for rate cuts, and they anticipate mostly rate cuts in June, yeah, in June meeting. Okay. Now, what has happened on the markets then? Yeah, so we had some great news. Obviously, S&P did achieve new top as well. Okay, so that resistance was broken on Friday actually. Yeah, so it was really strong day, and now all the major indices have achieved new tops in recent times. Yeah, except obviously small caps. So Russell 2000 is still lagging behind. But yeah, all the major ones are now in new territory, so to say. Yeah. Now, is it a breakout or fake out? Obviously, time will only tell. But there is now no more active resistance zones ahead, so we need to see what the price action is gonna be like from here on. Yeah. So yeah, yoo-hoo, all good. Now Apple has been bouncing off of that 200-day moving average as well, as we have seen in the past, and it happened this time as well. So it did touch that line a couple of times and did take off then on Thursday this week. So it's now flying high again. Yeah. And there was a good news as well for Apple actually, because there was a first upgrade in a while for Apple. It has been quite red recently. Yeah? So now things are looking a bit better for Apple. All right. Now, a Semiconductor Index did obviously lead that rally, and yeah, as we see, so Thursday and Friday were really strong days for that index as well. Yeah, so there were a couple of reasons. One of them was Apple. Other one was actually TCM, or Taiwan Semiconductors company. So they had really good, obviously, earnings this week. Yeah. Now, about insiders, Nancy Pelosi has obviously made quite a good trade as well recently with NVIDIA. She decided to buy some strike call options there before this market took off again. So really good timing. Yeah, that's obviously something she knew that maybe general market didn't know in that time. Yeah, all right. Now, on the other hand, one airline did drop quite heavily, and luckily it wasn't the plane that came off the sky, but it was the price that dropped quite heavily. So that was Spirit Airlines, or SAVE ticker symbol. Yeah. So what happened there was that obviously the takeover by JetBlue was declined by court, and obviously that didn't go quite by the plan. So the price did decline about 60% in very short time. And yeah, things are not looking good. So it's been obviously against that heavy resistance zone here for quite some time, and obviously our indicators did show as well that the price is turning a day before actually. So that's obviously not a good thing. So this company is in troubles at the moment, and astrologically there is a good explanation for that as well. So basically, when we look at the first trade chart of Spirit Airlines, then we see that Saturn has been obviously on quite heavy aspect with Spirit Airlines Sun there, yeah. And that was the last aspect, and it was very exact as well on that day when the announcement came out. So basically, that was the end play for this saga. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, short sellers otherwise haven't done very good in recent years, so they have lost quite a lot of money shorting companies, and obviously it's not a good idea to short any of those technology companies. So you will get burned quite hard there, yeah, if you do that. What is great though is that resignations are getting back to normal. So job market is normalizing in that sense, yeah. So that great resignation that started after COVID, yeah, has now gone back to its pre-COVID levels, yeah. So basically, that's a good sign, at least for US markets. Now, last week's summary then. What happened there mainly? As I said already, so TCM, strong earnings, good news for Apple, and then some retail sales as well. Month over month did rise. Well, obviously, inflation did jump a bit, so that's not the good news. But yeah, otherwise, it's been quite positive week. China's Q4 growth slightly underperformed, so it was 5.2 year over year. And commodities-wise, crude did rise a bit, and gold prices fell a bit, yeah. Now, if you look at weekly price movements on 1 hourly chart, then we see that first half of the week was fairly negative, and then it turned in midweek, and Friday was really, really strong, yeah. So that's clearly shown on the price movement as well. 50-day moving average started declining a couple of weeks ago, and it did continue this week. So the broad market is obviously on decline now. Mm-hmm. And 200-day moving average is also correcting a bit, yeah. Now VIX didn't see any significant movement, so that's still on the low levels there. Technically, S&P 500 now, as we see here, it did form a support here. Didn't quite bounce back from the support even sooner, yeah, and it did make a new high now. We don't have that resistance zone anymore here, yeah. Okay. Although we are in that cyclical, so to say, correction period, yeah. So that's why we see the broad market obviously declining at the moment. But the major indices, as we know, are led by the major companies there in top of that, yeah. So basically, that's why there is some divergence in that price movement as well. But yes, we are in that declining prices zone at the moment, yeah, by the 17 weeks cycle. Then sector performance, yes, as said, technology and communication were the leading ones, and the rest of the market was on decline this week. And Heatmap shows similar picture basically, yeah. So this great Magnificent Seven was the leading one again, and the rest of the market was quite red actually. Insider trading, there's nothing new. There was some more selling in midweek, but nothing significant so far. Okay. Fear and greed index did touch that neutral zone for a moment, but now it's back to greed zone again. Yeah, so it's still quite greedy. Seasonally, raising zone. Yeah, so we are quite strong market time seasonally at the moment. Yeah, as we see from the S&P price action as well. Yeah. And statistically, yes, it has been a bit mixed, but obviously by the 12 last years, out of those 10 have been seeing price rises, yeah, and obviously there will be another zone coming up from this week on now. So basically, out of 12, 11 has been rising. So we are in strong seasonal time still, yeah. Okay. So that's something to bear in mind. So it is a bit conflicting there, yeah. All right. Now let's move on. So astrological signs, what do we have here? So on Tuesday, Venus will change signs, moving to Capricorn. Then on Thursday, we will have a full moon in Leo, 5 degrees, I believe it's going to be. And then on Saturday, the Uranus will turn direct, and there will be some tension in the air as well. So Sun square Jupiter, and also Mercury joins Mars there. Yeah, but after that it will turn positive again. Yeah, so maybe a week after that we'll see quite positive beginning at least. Yeah. Okay. Now, aspect-wise, last week we did point out that Tuesday might be negative, Wednesday positive, Thursday positive, and Friday we thought might be negative, but obviously we did not quite get it right for Friday at least. There was some positive aspects on Friday morning, and there are some significant obviously aspects over the weekend now. So basically some positivity there, very strong aspect between Sun and Pluto. They will go join now in the last degree and almost last minutes of sign of Capricorn for the last time of our lifetime. Basically, they're not going to meet that in that sign anymore for centuries now. Yeah, and obviously that is quite strong indication. That's probably why also prices did head up quite heavily. And on over the weekend, yes, both Sun and Pluto will change signs again. Okay. Now next week we will see some tension on Monday there, aspects wise. Then Tuesday, Wednesday will be positive. Thursday, Friday, and also Saturday do see some negativity there, so we expect prices to be on the negative side on the second half of the week at least, yeah, if not sooner. We'll see how the Monday's price action will play out there, yeah. Okay. Now what else? So next week, what to expect then? So core PC price index numbers are coming out, and obviously that index has been on decline. So that's a good indication for what to expect for inflation numbers. Yeah, so good measure for that. So we will keep an eye on that one. And then ECB interest rate decision will come out on 26th. So we do expect also that the rates will be held steady on that level at the moment. Yeah, so no changes are expected. And some earnings as well. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Netflix, Tesla, Intel, Visa, and American Express amongst other ones. So these are the most significant ones to point out at the moment. Yeah. Okay. What else is there? So that full moon that I mentioned is quite significant for aero index industry, airplane industry. Yeah. So basically, on Boeing's chart, those degrees are quite significant. So it has moon and Uranus in 5 degrees in the chart. And this full moon will appear 5 degrees and will touch those points. So we do expect some shakeups there still in this industry, or hopefully it's not going to affect any planes coming down, but yeah, obviously the risk is always there when this degree is highlighted. All right, so just wanted to point it out. Now, the stock that we have keeping an eye on for cyclical reasons is WTW, Willis Towers Watson, and as we stated out last week, we did expect prices to rise, and that's really what happened. Yes, so we can see it's all green again, and this is the cyclical prediction that we had made. So we'll keep an eye on it. So how it's going to play out over time. Okay. Good. Let's proceed then to the charts. Couple of turning points I wanted to point out here. For S&P, next one is going to be on Wednesday, the 24th, and the one after that will be on Monday, 29th. And also gold market, well, we did expect this price to go higher, but it did shake a bit there during the week, our first half of the week. So we do expect the prices will move higher now from here on still. Yeah. The next turning point will be on Tuesday, 23rd, and thereafter on Monday, 29th. Yeah. So, and Bitcoin has been on decline, as we did point out. So we do expect this this decline to continue, at least for a little bit more. Yeah. All right. What else is there? So let me just move over to our indicators here. So that's the Spirit Airlines, yeah, that we talked about. So as we see there, the price action has been quite strong, yeah, and it was against those resistance lines as well. Yeah. Okay. And now, what did I want to point out? So basically, Apple, yeah. Apple has been quite negative recently, yeah, and now it's looking a bit better. So we have seen first green candle there as well. So we shall then wait and see what the price is going to do from here on. But as I said, there are some good news now on the market. Tesla will see its earnings, as we said, next week on Wednesday. It's been quite negative, but it's against the support level now here. So hopefully it will bounce back next week. Johnson & Johnson will obviously be in news as well. So it is against the resistance. So we might expect obviously prices to come down a bit. We'll see how it's going to play out. And PayPal also has been very, very negative, but recently it has found some support here. So it did break out quite good last week. So hopefully this price action will continue. So at the moment, the signs are quite good. Yeah. Okay. And what else? Meta maybe as well. Yeah. So it's been stepping higher and higher, and obviously at the moment it's continuing its trend. Yeah. So all good with Meta as well. All right, I think that's about it for the week. Let's see how it's going to play out, and obviously keep an eye on a couple of things. So the main thing I would really point out is the possible divergence here as well. So basically, as we've seen higher highs on price movement, the momentum has been slowing down a bit. Yeah, so that's always also a warning sign that prices might turn at some point, and also bear in mind that broad market has been on decline for the past couple of weeks. So these are the warning signs at the moment. So maybe it's not all that great after all, and we have to go through that correction phase still. All right. But that's about it. Yeah. Have a good week.
All right, perfect. Thank you as always, Romus, and thank you for watching and listening. We shall see what the week ahead brings us in terms of what's going to happen on the markets, whether S&P 500 is going to keep raising or is it going to come crashing down. We don't know yet. We'll find out. But you can find out together with us if you get subscribed, if you haven't already. And also hit that bell notification icon if you are already subscribed and you haven't done that yet. If you enjoyed the content that we share, click the like button down below. As well as that, if you have any questions or recommendations you'd like to share with us, put those in the comment section down below. Or you can email us. There's going to be an email address in the description that you can use. Or you can also check out our website and contact us through that instead. But that's it for this week from us. We shall see you in the next video, which will be in a week's time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.